What's good, YouTube? Do man? It's your boy Cowboy Trout back at another banger video. And look, with the news that they gave us, or so you could say news, the breakdown, the report, and everything like that they gave us for the W and NBA 2K26, really came with no information, if you ask me, right? So you have a game where they're not really trying to give us too much whenever it comes to W. I don't know if it's because like the game mode isn't as popular or whatever it is. I was just really hoping to see something that can give us insights on, any type of builds, anything like that. But they did come out with their report, and I'm gonna read that. First, it says their highest rated WNBA hoopers in NBA 2K26. I got Nafisa, I think it is. Collier, she's 98. Asia Wilson, 97. Brianna Stewart, 97. Caitlin Clark, 96. Alyssa Thomas, 95. Anescu Sabrina, 93. I don't want to mess up her name, 92. And Injuries down here at 90, right? So you have Injuries as a top 10 WNBA player. I feel as though people want to act like she's just a offensive rebounder, but I could have sworn I saw something where she had more defensive rebounds than the next person had total rebounds. So you can't have that and just be offensive rebounder. Then you run into the top, right? So I want to say it's Nefessa. Miss Collier, what you gonna say, Miss Collier? Because I don't want to butcher no more. Miss Collier is a 98, Asia Wilson 97. That's who's the MVP. I wonder how it goes whenever you go with your MVP race, or like even like WNBA. Since the NBA season, like we already know from last year, that's what affects this 2K, right? Like the one that ended in June, whenever the finals was. But since WNBA started this season, like while 2K was making this game, does it go off of last season? And like they're still in their season, I believe. So if that's the case, I feel like Asia should be number one. That is the MVP. That is, I mean, the 98, 97, I don't feel like is an issue. Caitlin Clark coming in at 96. I don't know, like more like a 93, but it is what it is, right? We're not worried about none of that. And yeah, I whenever you think of just the MVPs and stuff like that, people game that has been flourishing for the past 7 years she's been in the league, 8 years she's been in the league. Asia Wilson's definitely at the top, right? But let's get into this WNBA courtside report. Courtside report challenge WNBA stars, earn respect of your peers, and pursue GOAT aspirations in NBA 2K's the W mode. So it seems like they're adding like a my career aspect into the W, which I mean is a W, right? Like I know with past 2Ks, they just had it so where it basically is like you make this player, it's in the park, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta pay VC, I don't think or nothing. It was kind of like how NBA Live and stuff was. So having it now to where you changed it to where it's more like you're also putting emphasis on that, I definitely feel like that's a W, because realistically, people making WNBA players isn't an issue at all. And I feel as though that's what, you know what I'm saying? There's no issue to it, because even on my team before, we've had rappers, you know what I'm saying? We had Lil Durk, we had Lil Wayne and stuff like that. So I just don't understand what is the big uproar about the whole WNBA players into my team stuff. I mean, it don't really matter. It don't affect you at all, really. Different connects with the social teams, press conferences, W online rewards, take your skills on online and multiplayer matches to earn rewards, including mascot outfits and costumes for the first time. You can also earn VC in the W online games. Okay, so cool. It seems like, just to add in a different mode where you can actually make VC and stuff off of it. But that's not all, because you'll also be able to earn new WNBA player cards to take your My Team to the next level, plus coach cards and uniform cards in case you missed it. In the NBA 2K26, My Team features fully playable WNBA players, past and present. And it says coming up next, y'all already know that coming up next will be the courtside report, where we have the My Career that comes out on, this says August 18th, and then My NBA comes out the same week, not the day, but I'm sure there's going to be like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday drop, where they're going to probably go in this order, realistically, because everything else they've went in order. Like they went gameplay, they went presentation, then My Player, they went My Team, then W. They're probably going to go career, then My NBA, community content. And so this is probably going to be like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday thing, especially since, if y'all don't know if y'all heard, but there's been speculation that people in the community that are like YouTubers, content creators, anything like that, they're definitely in wherever 2K is. I think it's in like California, right? I think it's in Frisco. But they are out there doing different community day stuff, so they will definitely have the inside scoop on all this. And I think they're out there right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think today is the day that they went out there. Like I said, Asia Wilson's a 97. Angel Reese a 90. Angel Reese a 90. Caitlin Clark a 96. I wonder what Angel Reese's rebound is on NBA 2K26. Can't be in my team. It's unrealistic. Meanwhile, you have Lil Durk and Lil Wayne. And still quick Google. So for them to act as though, oh, the WNBA players are something crazy, you have Lil Wayne who's 5'5", and then you have Skylar Diggins who's 5'9", right? So yeah, I don't feel as though that's gonna be an issue. And then even like somebody like Paige, right, who moves similar to a guard, right? I think Paige is like 6. Yeah, she's 6 foot, right? So Paige is 6 foot, and then I imagine like, I really wonder how they're gonna implement like the people who get drafted, right, into like the WNBA. But yeah, like the only thing I'm worried about is the weight, like the strength factor. The height stuff, it is what it is. Like you're gonna hope, like my team is made up of tall people, right? So there's definitely gonna be like, you know what I mean, the different hardships that run in that. But bro, if they want to hoop with a WNBA player, let them hoop with a WNBA player. Nobody cares. Like let them do that. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't hurt nobody. But this screenshot, right? I don't know if I agree with it. Right? I feel as though Embiid is a better post scorer than Jokic. I also feel as though Sengun is a better post scorer than Karl-Anthony Towns, Zubac, Sabonis, and Jokic. That is Sengun's game, and Sengun's a very good player at his game. Do I feel as though Sengun should have a 98 post control? Absolutely not. But I do think Sengun should have a 95. Whenever somebody like, we can get into like hoops for real, Sengun is like that whenever it comes to the post game. Like that is his game. So for it to be his game and how he plays and everything like that, for it to be at 89, my opinion is crazy. At 89, of course, like they set their own badges, but at 89, you don't even get post fade. I don't think. Now you do get post fade on Hall of Fame. Bob, I say you don't even get post fade on Hall of Fame, but you do get it. I think you get it at 87. But yeah, I feel like Sengun post game is better than Tatum. Siakam has a very slept on post game as well, right? So, and I don't watch Spurs basketball to know about Wemby's post game, but I mean, I imagine a 7'4" player, he has a little bit lower strength. How his post game is, right? Drive and dunk, I agree with. I don't watch Jay. I don't know his first name, so I'm calling him Jay Johnson, right? Amanda 96, I agree. Shaden Sharp at 95, he be punching too. Jaylen Brown at 94, I agree. Derrick Jones, hey, I agree. Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon is always gonna be high, like forever. While they're in the league, their dunk is always gonna be high. Zion's though, I feel like should probably be on that same 94 realm. I don't feel like Zion's a worse dunker than any of these four. But like, I understand why he's not in this top 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely feel as though it should all just be 94 all the way out. But I mean, it's a drive and dunk. I'm not 93 to 94 is not nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like a my player thing. But other than that, 93, 94 is nothing crazy. And even so, 93, 94 isn't crazy my player wise either. I wonder though, with Amen Thompson is going to be a very scary build, like very scary play now player, because like his vert, I'm knowing is insane. It's already shown his drive and dunk is a 96, which is the second highest in the game. And yeah, bro, this is gonna be crazy. And Anthony Edwards is gonna be a crazy like play now, somebody to play against as well. John Morant's always crazy. I'm saying John Morant always dunking something crazy and stuff like that. And even this graphic, it looks like it's pretty close to how John Morant actually looked. Whenever I was breaking down my builder, bro, this is one of the biggest iffiest things right here, right? Is this plus 70, this plus 51 to make it go to 76 from a 25. Y'all just be cautious of this, bro. I gave it in my breakdown video. I really try to go into depth, into detail about don't make stuff like, keep this in mind, but don't make it to where you have to say you able, like, I know with people's like, oh, just make your like 3-point like a 25 and upgrade it like to 76 after that. You gotta imagine, right? All this stuff is weighted the same. So with this build, I think it said it was 6'3", right? That means drive and dunk isn't weighted crazy, right? His drive and dunk is almost weighted on the same rating as his standard dunk, right? Because you got to think, you get plus 26 on both of them, right? So for the same weight, from starting at 0 that you can go from a 25 to what, a 51? Yeah, 51 dunk. You can do the same exact thing with driving dunk. Just because one is 14 and one is 15, the other one is still 12 and 11. So it's still gonna come out to that same 51, right? You come out to that same 51, that means none of this weighs a lot on the build, right? So then you have to value that. Same way with free throw. At a 44 free throw, right? This 44 free throw weighs about the same as this standard dunk and this driving dunk at around that same rating, right? Because you add this 14, that'd be a 39. You add this 15, that'd be a 40. Well, 40, we know free throw doesn't weigh a lot, but the next attribute, that the next cap breaker you can get on that same weighted scale is 11, which is the same as this, and it's lower than this one. I mean, yeah, like, so it weighs more than this one. So from a 39 driving dunk, right, your cap breaker, for you to go from a 39 to a, what, 51, I said? From a 39 to the 51, you would use that same exact attribute rating, like from 98 to 99, you'll use that same exact attribute that you'll go from a 39 driving dunk to a 51. You'll do that same exact thing going from a 44 to a 55, right? But we all know that free throw doesn't weigh a lot. So again, what does that mean? Standard dunk on a guard, we know for like a small guard, we know for sure it doesn't weigh a lot. And yeah, so realistically, their driving dunk weighs the same as their post control. And who, 6'3" with high post control, whoever says that weighs a lot, right? Nobody. It never weighs that much, right? So I just feel as though, like, I'm just sitting here literally like looking like from a 42 to a 54. We know that block doesn't weigh a lot on a 6'3" build. We for sure know the offensive rebound doesn't weigh a lot. And offensive rebound is this a 39, this a 41, right? Of course it maxes to whatever, right? So I'm not even going to include this. So I recant what I just said about this because this maxes to whatever, but I assume it don't max up to that high, right? I wish you would have got to see this build in its full entirety so you can see everything, and that would make me be a lot easier to like depict where other stuff goes. But yeah, I definitely can go into the builder and figure it out, like what weighs what, and figure all that out. It's not difficult, and they haven't used any cap breakers on this build, so it'll look very similar. I can't make it exact because the game's builder is not a 1-to-1, right? But yeah, I just want to let y'all know that like your driving dunk, standard dunk, they should never weigh the same. And if they weigh the same, that means your driving dunk don't weigh anything anyway. You're also the same thing with your driving dunk and your free throw. Your standard dunk and your free throw. We know that these two on a point guard, this and an offensive rebound is going to be the least attribute taxing categories. And then your post control's up there too. So I don't know. The same thing, like I said, like whenever I start, because I think I had a 94 ball handle on a 6'3". I want to say your post control goes to like, because I think it's like a 40 at 90. I think it's a 42 at 92. So it's probably like a 44 is what this caps out. And that still follows along the same thing. That 39, 44, you know what I'm saying? That still follows along that same, all in here. All right. The free throw, the post control, all that weighing the same is crazy. But anyway, I just start rambling. I really literally like looked at that and that just made me like start literally rambling. But anyway, man, if y'all have any questions, like I said, appreciate y'all for going to my other video, liking it, watching it, all that. We really appreciate that. We're grinding for the 600 subs. It's me, boy, Caliber Terrell. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe if you're new, bro. If you have any new information that you want to look at whenever it comes to NBA 2K26, you know I post almost every single day on all platforms, whether that's TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. I try to stay active on all of that just to keep my name out there, you know what I'm saying, to y'all and all that stuff like that. But anyway, man, it's me, boy, Caliber Terrell. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe if you're new. I'm out, bro.